That's it. Well, my link is up. My live is up. Oh no, I'm still here. Okay, we got the doc still. Duck, duck, goose. Cause I mean, the live, the live stream is loose like a goose. Live stream loose and goosey. Don't come. Ain't that bullshit? That's like if I were. That's like if I wore my fucking. That's like if I wore my vest. If I wore my Amazon vest that on a live stream, I can't talk shit about Amazon. I'm under contract with Amazon. I can't talk no. I can't say nothing negative about them. I'm saying this live stream. I'm saying this while I'm live streaming right now, but I'm dead ass serious. I can't say nothing negative about Amazon. I just really I just sent you the YouTube link too. So what you so everybody that's on, you have to sign in. Like the way you sign up is like you got if you got Hintress, I know you got Facebook. So that's one thing. Dougie, I know you got Facebook. That's how we can get. That's how you can link your. That's how you sign in or sign up. So like, if you have to sign up, that's how you sign up. You should be able to use your email account, your email information, because your Google, if your YouTube, if because they link YouTube links like how you stream live. So StreamYard is like connectable to like Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and now Instagram. Yeah, they actually just allowed Instagram live streams to be connected to these StreamYard links. The only problem is that shit is like a fucking chemist. That's like that shit's like fucking rocket science. You gotta fucking learn how to fucking be a rocket scientist. Oh lord, the baby mother is calling me, y'all. Let me answer the baby mother, y'all. I gotta find me on live stream on PZ Show. 9:02 p.m. Yeah, I'm good. I'm actually streaming with my. I was about to go live with a couple of my friends. Huh? Hold on. He has no Wi-Fi still. I gotta. Well, let me answer the misses and y'all figure out what to do because I'm gonna stream until y'all get in here. I'm gonna stream until I'm streaming until you get in here. So what are we looking for here? What do we need here for weathers? But that's why I say we might even be good with a phone call. So like if I could, she just don't get the fact that I'm on the fucking phone. She just wants to keep fucking talking to me. Like, God damn it, bitch. Let me fucking talk to the people I want to talk to while you fucking sit here and harass me on the phone. Like, this is the yeah, baby mother. Sweetie, I'm on the other. Can you hear me? I'm literally fucking. This you gotta be kidding me. This, yo, she is not. She is being relentless. What the fuck? Let me get this phone call. I'm waiting on y'all. I'm here. I was just about. I'm about to do a live stream with my friends. What's up, baby? That's what I was trying to tell you. But when you called, when I answered the first time when you called just now, I was trying to tell you that, but the phone call never switched over. I was trying to tell you I was on the other. Yeah, I'm just trying to get them all in the room now. Like that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to get them in the live stream. So like they trying to figure out how they gonna do it with Wi-Fi fucked up and all that shit. So like when I'm doing that with them, it's probably gonna be about another hour or so. All right, so I love you too. Oh, man, shit. Relentless, like absolutely relentless. What the fuck happened here? What is that? I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you got on. Told you no. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see what we're doing. Show comment on stage more button. Yes button. Oh no. Double tap to activate. I don't know what you've been told. More button. Show comment on stage live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. That's not good. Show it on screen. That's not good. Oh yeah, this is what we got to do. Yeah, that means connect. That's weird. You're not supposed to be doing all that. That's not good. All right. So just because you're doing that weird shit. Don't be crazy. That's what I'm talking about. Get that damn audio back right. Don't need all that extra backup noise talking about. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we doing here. Hmm.
YouTube. Now. Indisputable with Dr. Rashad. Ellipsis. Black activist wrongly convicted of voter fraud runs for Senate. Attachment.
Wow. It went back there. That's crazy. I can't believe it did that. That's it. I was about to say something ain't making sense in here. I'm just thinking of the way, just trying to see the day. Hmm. Like how? I'm here. I'm waiting, patient, patiently waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting on yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling eventually he was gonna lose connection because he had. That's about one of the things that almost always happens with Doc. I was gonna say, I think she just put us on hold for a second. Right. Normally, if she hang up, we all cut off. Yeah, had to explain. Listen, I'm busy. What? Look, like it was repetitive at one point. I'm like okay, now you knew if I didn't answer the first time, then that means that I was busy on the phone. Like yeah, I mean, well, you talking, you know what I mean? She calling around, 9 o'clock. Her time would have been an hour behind. She's an hour behind us, so like she's 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Which yeah, it would have been considered, after hours. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? If you call me and I don't answer, and I say, if you call me and you're on Facebook calling, you can call and that phone will ring like 8 to 10 times before that motherfucker will tell you that person ain't trying to answer. What? How would you respond if somebody did if you called somebody and in the first four rings the phone hangs up on Messenger? I would assume that they're on the phone and busy. I wouldn't bother them until I was done, until they called me. You know what I mean? Which is normally what anybody normally would have did. Yeah, like that was the whole reason why when she called the last time, she called me on my phone. That's why, like, what the fuck? Let me just answer this shit because she obviously trying to talk to me about something. And in many cases, I don't. I see what it is. You know what I mean? Because right now, from what I fucking feel like, she's looking at it. Oh, the baby's sleep. You want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to the. You don't want me to talk to my kid. You want to talk to me. 518 776 5154. Mm-hmm. Look, I usually store numbers. So when anybody calls or texts me, I always store numbers when I get it. So you know what I'm saying? Ah, which is weird. I would have never been able to pick it up from there because they just started letting you react to messages and shit in there, like in the chat boards and shit. So I didn't like beforehand. I was like, it was a bunch of people that would send me shit and they'd be trying to like get me to like do like click on certain shit and certain ones that Yeah, that last song that we did, the very first one, probably the last one we did together there. That was a year.
Yeah, I
That
don't
was
know
a
what
few
happened
years
to that.
ago.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened to that one. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, in all reality, after that voice, after you did that voice change on the vocals, that was the last time I heard that song.
Yeah, I didn't really like the way that turned out. I mean, yours was good, but I just did not. I just didn't like how it was. How my part was on it. But you live and you learn, and I'm still fucking with the vocal thing and trying to figure that out.
It worked. I mean, it comes in its own time too. When you think about it, bro, you just gotta be the type of person that's willing to come up with your own creative ways of, you know what I mean, of being lyrical. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I just don't
it's
want to
not
be on
always an
idols doing
easy
on shit.
it's not always an easy concept. Trust me. I sit. That's why I take time and I don't really like jump on everybody's songs like I used to, because I'm still trying to develop a sound that people recognize me for. You know what I mean? So when people come
What
to
happened to
me
them?
on particular tracks and stuff, they ask me because of a certain delivery I have already presented. And in many cases, it
What
don't
happened to
always
the
be me, huh?
what happened to that white dude? I forget his name, man. He was cool as fuck, man. That white dude, like Weathers got me hooked up with that cat, and I can't remember his name or number. He don't really be on band like that much, but he had some problems too and everything. He was me. He used to hit you up. I don't know if he still calls you and stuff, whatever.
Oh wow, who
Can't remember
is
that.
that?
What is that cat's name, man? It's like he had a regular name, like he used his regular name, but like, damn, what was his name? Man, I got 15,000 different BandLab accounts, so
Ah, I'm so fortunate to stay with. I honestly can't even lie. I had that. I've had the one that I've had now for the last 3 years. I can't even front on it.
but
But
BandLab be fucking with, but thing is, BandLab fucks with me all the time. Like they always saying, do this that and the other, cause somebody, there's haters all around that motherfucker, and they be hating on me, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, I ain't do nothing to nobody. I don't know what y'all.
and I don't make I don't know, maybe because I'm not on that list of trenders, and I don't do tracks with all them guys in the crazy bands that's got 10,000 plays and all that shit or more in there. Like most of the groups, most of the bands that I'm like I rock out with and I do songs with, most of them cats, like if you looked at their playlist, like how many times they've had played, they don't have a large listing of plays on their song listings, but every song that you hear is fucking, it's like I don't know how these niggas ain't got millions of plays just off Band Labs runs of fucking niggas be like the shit that they be liking on there, because there's certain songs that I've heard coming out of these bands and I'm like, where the fuck is that? That song made no sense. The lyrics were trash, and y'all thought this shit was hard because the beat, like for real, like, and these motherfuckers 10,000 plays and fucking 150 likes. I'm like, how does this even commute to that? Niggas is hitting the comments up like, oh, that shit was crazy high. I'm like, dude, this shit was ass. What are you talking about? That shit was straight cellophane gas ass. Like for real. Like I wouldn't smoke a cigarette close to that shit. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Flammable shit.
I don't know what Liz is doing. She must put us on mute or something.
I don't know. That is weird.
That's the weirdest thing. I just know we're gonna cut out eventually.
If she clicked over, yeah.
Yeah, she gonna do it too. She probably like, I'm gonna get them. I don't know why she would do that, but we're gonna get them on, and I'm just gonna cut the damn phone off. Unless she listening to what the fuck we talking about, some weird ass type of listening party. But I don't think she would do that.
I think she's actually trying to figure out how she can fucking Hendrix, how we can get not Hendrix, but fucking Doc in this piece.
I don't know what the hell. I think he got like, he might be trying to find
Better
Wi-Fi or something.
better Wi-Fi, because his connections is always terrible where he at.
Yeah, no.
They always something seriously bad.
motherfucking bugs on BandLab. The BandLab is like the chats is like going, and you try to hit a chat and it's like something's wrong. You made too many requests. Please try later. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That is crazy. I ain't never got hit with nothing like that. I get a whole bunch of motherfuckers in there trying to send you fucking, hey, do you like money? Come join the Illuminati. We'll give you everything.
I'm like, nah,
I'm good. I literally get those, like, the fucked up part is they try to hit you with with a casual conversation. Hi, yo, I just heard all your music. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Then it's like, you give them the complimentary thank you and shit. You accept their message and shit. You know they new to you and shit. You like, oh, okay, I'll answer it. You know, fan just want to hear your shit. Say, you know, compliment your music. No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it. Next thing you know, we could give you everything you ever wanted. Your career could be on top of the world. All you have to do is pledge your allegiance to the Illuminati. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Click.
You know, I get the one to say, I'm on such record label. We looking for a new scouting.
I got 3 of those.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I've got 3 of those in the last 3 years since I've been on there.
Yep. I'm like, sure you are. Yeah.
They got me one time. They got me one time with that because they was like, he works for the dude worked for Def. He said he worked for Def Jam. I said, oh, word. So I started doing research. I was like, oh, word. So your CEO, man, the last time I talked to your CEO, such and such, he was da 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 da. I fucked this whole world up. He was like, what? How'd you know about him? What, you think you can't do research, nigga? That's called the internet, bitch. What you talking about? That shit is all over the place. You ain't getting away from that.
But what happens is they say, yeah, you sign your contract, but we just need a deposit of such money. And I'm like,
you ain't depositing shit with me.
Regulators don't ask for money.
That's it. That's it. The last scam I had, I'm still shaking off the fucking effects from that nigga because this motherfucker told me he was with Interscope, found me on Rap Chat, sent me messages, I'm gonna get you hooked up and I'm gonna send you, you know, a contract. He sent me the contract. Mind you, the contract ain't even got my name on it. First off. Second, the damn contract was for a distribution deal. And mind you, he talking about, we're gonna give you $3,000. We're gonna give you $3,000 a month for 12 months. I said, okay. And then you still want me to go to California though, right? So when you gonna send me the tickets? Yeah. After I said that shit, I had my cousin on the phone who was like my manager. She used to be my manager back in 2007 or 2002, back when I first started rapping with her and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, fuck it, she used to manage my music. Like, she's the reason why I have copyrights and I have ASCAP for copyrights and shit for my music. Like, at the end of the day, if it wasn't for my cousin putting my ass on to certain shit like that, I wouldn't know about music like that. I would be more of the green type, just making music and not doing anything with it or not knowing what to do with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of put me on to that shit. And then, like, the whole time we was on the phone with bruh, mind you, the first thing that set me off about this dude was I said, you're a female? Because the nigga name, he went by Nicole. Now, mind you, when I did research on the name that he gave me, right, the name he was using, the name is real. The person is real. Okay? She is a actual A&R manager of the fucking Interscope Records, right? Here's the fucking...
Wait, because she's supposed to, that's the same one that got me, and she's supposed to start her own record label called, fuck the name of that shit was called, Happy Day Records or some shit, like New Sunny Day Records or some shit, and she got me the same way. I went and I did research. There really is a lady, she's a black lady, she wasn't A&R at Interscope, but she went off and started her own. I checked on YouTube.
Right, I seen her little video clip. She did an interview or whatever. Yeah. So that's the same lady. In fact, she's not black. She's Filipino, but she's from LA. But she lives in LA. Now,
It was somebody that came to Van Lab and told me to get a hold of her.
right.
She wanted to get a hold of me on Google Chat, and she never wanted to talk on this person never wanted to talk on the
Video or voice call. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's that phone hang up. There was that hang up we were waiting on. Oh, jeez, y'all. Jeez. I don't know, jeez. Hey, yay. I know it. I seen that. That was like, okay.
this sign here all label, this and the third.
Yeah.
So I believe the bullshit. I said, okay. I said, okay, yeah. And start talking that Google Chat. She got me to print out on a printer I'm using on the computer, print out the contract. Well, I looked at it, but the contract ain't digital material. I took this trip over to LA to get in the place, the studio, the actual record label, and sign it from them. I said, okay, but I still got that contract, and I signed it. She wanted me to take a picture of it. I did. I sent it. So I don't know, man. Even if I do get it signed, will it come up that it says it's not? It's void right now until I go and actually make the real official signature. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Technically, you're not. That's the thing. Record labels ain't gonna do that over the phone and have you sending emails and faxes and all that shit to them. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna have you and your lawyer in front of you having this discussion with this contract in front of you, because that's the only way it's gonna be legitimized. They're not gonna do that to you, bro. They're not gonna risk their career or their business, losing their business like that. They get in trouble for doing shit like that. That's illegal.
But what happened was I didn't know when I fell for it.
Yeah, me too. Trust me, bro. You ain't the only one. I fell for it too. That's why I'm just getting out of a fucking scam situation. My bank account literally my bank literally just released my debit card from fucking being on frozen. My shit was frozen because it was under a fucking fraud alert, because of these motherfuckers trying to use my damn credit. They was basically, this motherfucker was trying to use my credit. He was trying to use my credit score, because I have a really good credit score right now, especially since they took my student loans off. They took my student loans off, so now my credit score is over 600. These niggas has been trying to hit me ever since then, and I've had to have like fraud. I have to have that what is that shit called, that fraud protection on my credit score, on my account, because I can't allow these motherfuckers to just jump in my shit. This nigga was trying to buy, like he tried to buy a new iPhone with my T-Mobile account. Like, yeah, the nigga was linked into my shit so good that he had all my information, so he was just signing me up for shit. I have a Capital One credit card because of this man. I have a motherfucking. I had this. Yo, if it hadn't been for the fact that T-Mobile has a certain way that they authorize certain things, he would have had gotten himself an iPhone. As what is it? What is it, that new iPhone 15?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, he was gonna buy that on my T-Mobile account and put it under my. He was gonna add it under my account.
Yeah, you've been paying for it.
I would have been paying for that shit. And this nigga was like, "Oh yeah, we gotta get you a new phone so we can give you that, so we could do that, and then we're gonna send you all this. We're gonna give you a stipend for this much money so you can get a home studio equipment and all that shit." but you got to go through these people, and I'm like, yeah, that shit don't sound right.
Yeah, because what happened, she told me that, oh, we gotta have some kind of trust. I gotta have somewhere I can trust you. And
Yeah,
so what she
okay.
did was she had me print out a check for $500 something dollars. I did, and what happened was I put it in my bank like I said I was going to. And what
Hmm.
happened was my bank said, that's kind of funny. This check is a fraud.
Yeah,
What I did it electronically through the phone where you
right.
put the
You
check on,
scan your check in.
and
Yeah, mobile app.
yeah, my bank comes on and says, we think you're a fraud,
That's a
and
fraud
so now
alert.
I'm in trouble. Now I'm in trouble for investigation from the FBI for. Now I don't know if they're gonna rule against me for $500 something dollars. That ain't whoop de doo.
At the end of
But
the day, no. What you have to do is what I did. I did the same. I ended up in the same situation, and it was for more. They tried. The person that I was
for
dealing
seven
with tried to
thousand one
send me
time.
10 grand. She tried to. The
Yeah,
person I was dealing with tried to send me almost 12. I was like $11,000 in fucking two checks. They tried to send
yeah.
me. So basically, the check came into my account. Immediately after it came into my account, I got flagged. All right, my shit got flagged and my account was frozen. I couldn't get nothing. I couldn't spend nothing. I couldn't do nothing. Right. So I called the bank and I said, look, I don't know what the hell happened, but somewhere down the line, a check came into my account. You know what I'm saying? And once they seen where it came from, that shit would with that, even with the mobile app right there, you know what I'm saying? With it being a mobile app, there's always the opportunity to say, listen, I did not authorize this.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
then I
Or
did it, but
I
then I
had
tried.
no idea that this check was this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and I try to tell them that, but they're not even this particular bank doesn't want to hear that, and they just all they did was just close that account.
yeah,
They and then now it pops up every bank I go to. It pops up. I got two times. I forgot to tell you there was another one that wanted me to take 7 grand and I got it. They deposited in my account, and what happened was I withdrew all that money because they wanted me to take it from there and put it in Bitcoin and different places. I tried
uh-huh.
to, but I ended up just keeping the money, which was a mistake. Now the bank is coming at me because hey, we gave you, but you guys should have stopped. It's not my fault that you authorized
You
$7,000.
cleared
You should
7 grand in my account. What was I supposed to say? Yeah.
right.
Yeah, how was I supposed to
So
take that? And that's the
but
same thing that happened with me. Like I said, I just so happened to be working with a decent bank that didn't do me so dirty on that situation because
yeah, but
again,
I can't even get another bank account. So if I go to work somewhere, I
hmm
can't go to a place that direct deposits because I can't start another bank account because every one it pops right up on when you're doing. I didn't know they go through all that and
yeah,
check that.
mobile
I think it
banking,
goes back
mobile
7
app. They
years.
have a lot of mobile banking apps now. You can go and like grab something like a Chime account to do direct
Yeah,
deposits with and sit still now. And they actually give you a debit card that you can use that you can start pulling your money from there when you want to. Like I thought about it because of the simple fact everybody I know deals with Chime and they give like certain allowances. Like so like say you get direct deposit to your account, they give you like 250 just for getting your direct deposits. And then like
yeah.
that's the bonus sign on or whatever for having the direct deposit linked to your account there. And then
I'm
like
gonna have to
you
do
could
that.
then they have like a certain thing on Chime where you can earn money for just in like sharing like certain links to certain people. Like they have a link you can share to somebody that's a Chime member and they use your link or whatever to do something and you get like $5 or some shit for it or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
but I'm gonna have to do something to where it's not from a brick and mortar.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
You go to a
because
regular Fed, you if you go to a regular credit union type of establishment, you're probably gonna get the same shit over and over again until you get that cleared
yeah,
up, and that's
and
usually
it's
gonna be something that's not gonna go away for a while. You'll
7
probably be dealing
years.
with that for like the next seven. Yeah, and
And
I mean,
and it's not even my fault, but it really is because ignorance of it's something about it goes
not
back to
knowing.
ignorance of the law.
Right, ignorance of the law is still again, it's still something that they hold you accountable for. Just because you don't know that it's illegal to do it doesn't mean that
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not right, and you still can't get
here's
in
the thing.
trouble.
Are we all supposed to be lawyers? Because how many fuck does every human walk and know? But it does. You should. I should have figured that out. You should be like, yeah, you're gonna drop 7,000 in my bank just to see if I'm honest. That doesn't sound right.
Right,
But me
exactly.
being, but but me being the artist and me being like, I'm thinking that here's what they get us at. They get us at because most artists are naive.
Yeah.
They think that they're so great and wonderful that oh yeah they're gonna sign me oh yeah and you're thinking of stardom. Well, you're probably not the first one.
Yeah. You're not. You're probably one of 1,000 that they've already done that to. And that's literally what it is. That's why, like, I don't. That's why whenever I get, that's it. That's all it is to me. Like, it's sad because I get a lot of people even now. Like, I get side companies, little sidebar graphic designers and shit hitting me up. Yo, you looking for new album cover arts and all this other shit, bro? I don't want to talk to none of you niggas because y'all hitting me up first off. Second, I don't know you enough to give you any kind of recommendation from me, and then the first thing that comes to you, the first thing that you send to me is a deal, something like, oh, if you fuck with me, I got you, I'll set you up, and give you a good deal on this and this and that. And I'm like, bro, I don't want any of that right now. I don't need any of that right now. And the reason why I say I don't want it and don't need it is because the simple fact of this. If I actually wanted to put cover art on my music, I would do that. I would pay for that, and I don't have no problem going to different people to do that. But here's the problem with all of that shit. To do all of that means that I have taken another step into the music that I haven't done yet. You know what I'm saying? Because album cover art, that's not cheap. I don't want no anything on my album covers. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, I just don't trust them. And here's the thing.
And I don't trust you.
Here's the thing. It's sad that they come to artists and that they really they thrive and they strive off of people's fucking hard work and
Yep.
their dedication
Yeah.
and their craft. It's sad that they take you like that.
They use that against you because they know that that's the way to get close to you. Especially if they come to you telling you about something that you're not familiar with, like, oh, I'm an A&R and I can get you into this. Like, there was a dude that hit me up on Facebook recently, like maybe earlier in the middle of the summer of last year. Like, so we talking like July, I get a message from this dude on Facebook saying that he works for Sony. He lives in Miami, but he works for Sony Records, right? And he's a distributor, or he giving out distribution deals. Now, mind you, he says to me, he says, if you give me $100, I'll give you a distribution deal with Sony. I'm looking at this dude. I said, look, man, I don't give a shit if you was motherfucking Universal Studios trying to tell me you gonna put me onto their motherfucking studio lot and give me a brand new motherfucking customized studio for me to go into and make music on for the rest of my life. Nigga, I don't want to hear that shit because truth be told, if you ain't walked your ass in my door and we shook hands together, then I don't think this is real. I think it's bullshit. Anybody that's not willing to meet you face to face and discuss this same situation with you about this contract and music and all that shit, that nigga ain't real.
Or if they don't, even if they're on social media and they don't get on the call with you,
they not trying to actually talk to you on the phone.
They don't do that shit on social media.
Thank you. They don't, and that's the part of it all that I realized that after it all, because by the time I got my cousin to call, we got a phone call from this dude. I called him. He gave me the number to call him or whatever. I called him. Mind you, this was supposed to be a female I was talking to. All of a sudden, the number I called is the same number that was texting me saying that it was a female. It's a dude that answered the phone. I said, now how the fuck does this make sense? Now, mind you, I didn't say it. I don't have to say it. I didn't say that shit out loud, but I did the math. I ain't stupid. So first things first. That was the thing that got me. I was like, okay, you want me to call you now. We done got to a point where I'm just like, I'm not going to do anything else with you until you can prove to me that you're a real person and this is a real situation. This ain't no fucking flimsy, fluky ass situation that you calling me on thinking that you're going to just tie me into this shit. No, because I'm not just going to be taking any old situation and walking with it like that. That's not me. I don't do that. So at the end of the day, like, because they couldn't push me to do everything he wanted me to do, but he had me on certain things that I was doing with him, he already had pertinent information from me. You know what I mean? Shit that he could have started doing shit behind my back without even me knowing, which I still found out how he was moving. The nigga come to find out took my information and was trying to sign up for shit. So basically, once I found that out, I'm like, oh, I got you, buddy. I'm shutting down all that shit.
Or I had another one that claimed to be a freelance A&R, right?
Oh Jesus.
He go to all the ones, and he was doing it good because he had a picture of himself, but he was inside of all these record labels. You can see the names on the wall.
Oh wow, he photoshopping the shit out of motherfucking photos now.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that the shop and all that shit.
Yeah.
When he did that, and he had videos of people signing. Oh yeah, you can do that. You can stage that. Yeah, I can see that. But at the time, I didn't understand. So I fell for this bullshit. And he said, "Oh, I come very highly. My price is real high, but I guarantee you, I got three or four deals for you right now. You got to make it to Indianapolis Airport because I got a flight for you leaving in my private jet that I got from P Diddy that I'm borrowing. Why would you borrow a private jet if you're a big man and you're made?
You're making all this big money moves, yeah.
Why are you borrowing it from P Diddy? And I'm sure P Diddy's not gonna let you borrow his fucking, you know. So but I didn't put it together this time because I'm naive to the point.
Right.
He kept wanting me to Walmart him some money, which is a red flag.
Automatically, because it's untraceable. Those are
Right.
That's how you send money to people, and you don't and it's not traceable because it's going through a fucking whole different. It's going through a whole system, a whole different system. It's no different than using. It's no different than when motherfuckers tell you send me this on bit, send me this, and send me my money in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And the place he had me send it at, he's supposed to be in New York, but he wanted me to send it to some different guy's name in Florida.
See?
That's weird. So the two people were working the scheme together.
Right.
So what happened was I kept sending him money. My bank account went to zero because oh yeah, every song I dropped and I put the preview in Facebook, like you do in Facebook. Oh, that's awesome. He shared a couple links to it. Oh man, we're on the right track. Oh, you're doing great, man. Yeah, he kept pumping it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna need you to go and do it again. $300 here, $300 there. You don't understand how quick that I had like $30,000 saved up from while I was working, and $3,000 went by fast when you keep getting $300 here, $500 there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
So when the bank account was zero, I called him out on it because I kept receipts and stuff, but it wouldn't have mattered because it wouldn't have went back to him. But he kept calling, and then he changed his like a snake. He tried to bite me. He turned around and said, "Fuck you, you garbage ass nobody. You're never gonna be nobody, and you're garbage." And I just fucking basically saying that he just got me when the
well ran dry. Yep.
And so and then after I started making some traction in the shit, he wanted to message me again. I mean, how stupid do you think I would have been, you dumbass? And I'm sure there are people that's that stupid. Oh man, yeah, sounds good, Hendrix. Yeah, let's get it back, man. I got a contract for you right now with Universal. Yeah, man. Yeah. I said, block.
Yeah. That's how you do that.
No. He went to another guy, and it was another name. I think it's the same cat.
It is.
He said, "Do you know such and such?" And I'm like, why would you ask me when I don't know you? Do I know such and such?
Right.
I know such and such. He's a bum ass bitch. And I said, "Yeah, I know him." And he said, "You need to get a hold of him. We got a deal for you right now, a fresh deal, man. And you're the first one I'm coming after." Yeah, sure I am.
That's it.
And I blocked him, and I don't go. It's really hard for me to go. But now I'm working with this record label that's in New York. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Bentley Records.
Bentley Records.
Yeah, in downtown, where I guess all the record labels are downtown New York
Manhattan.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's been around. He was an R&B artist named Luca Days, and he's a pretty famous R&B artist.
I've heard of that.
He started his own record label. Well, I'm in the artist development program.
Okay.
So now I'm in constant. He calls my. Well, he doesn't really call my phone. He messages me on the phone, and we have and that is different than somebody just wanting to get in my pocket right from the beginning. If you don't have a relationship with me and you don't know me, then
Mm-hmm.
fuck you.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how
You
you
know,
gotta
if
be.
I don't feel comfortable, then I'm not going for it.
That's it. You gotta be like that with them, with these artists,
They'll be like,
with these certain individuals like that. Like, cause if you don't, then they look for the weak points to to
oh,
puncture
and
you.
if you don't have a heart, if you don't have a backbone and stand up to them, like, no,
They'll
I'm not
run
going
over
for
you.
that. If you want me, this got to happen. Well, then the fake ones will back down,
Yeah.
but the real ones will be like, this guy's actually
He
knows
ain't
what the fuck
dumb.
he's talking about,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
He
And
ain't
they
no
don't want.
dummy.
You think? Here's the thing: a record label does not want a chump. They don't want bum ass rap. They don't want garbage. They want somebody to stand on their own two fucking feet.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, nowadays, even worse. You got to have some kind of. They're not gonna just load. They might, when you get signed, they're gonna load you up with a bunch of people following you. But at first, they want to see how you're gonna rotate yourself before
Mm-hmm.
they. Because here's the thing: they're investing money into you, and you think they want to get a zero? What do you call that when you invest and you get the money back? They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to get their. But they're gonna want investment. They're gonna want their money back.
Right.
And
That's what they put their money into you for. They put money
it's not
into
just
you
for
so that
yeah, it's a business.
they can see a return.
Yeah, and it's a business. It's not. And here's another thing. I learned early on. You can't put your feelings in this shit because
Hell
you
no.
cannot have. They don't care about your fucking feelings.
They never do.
They
This
might
is
get
a
you
business.
alive if you
Emotions
cry.
is emotions is nothing. You're in a business now. This is what it is.
Yeah. You know, I used to get bummed out about people commenting like, "Oh, this is garbage. This is trash." I used to get mad and all that. But fuck them bum ass garbage ass. You know what? I leave their comments on there now. Yeah, go ahead, talk your talk. Talk your talk. It ain't gonna stop me because
Mm-hmm.
that's all they want to do because they ain't doing nothing.
Right.
That's haters. And I think Pride said it best: if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing.
That's it. You
You
ain't got
know?
no haters. You ain't doing a damn thing out here because that's really where it's at. If you ain't got nobody hating on your work, hating on what you do, then yeah, you gonna always feel like you know what I'm saying. It ain't worth
But
it.
do you think? Yeah, do you think that Kevin Gates sits there and looks at all of his fucking comments? No, he does not. He don't have time to look at comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you get in large numbers of reviews on your music anyway, what's the sense? Nigga, you gonna have a few haters in that crowd.
Yeah, but
That's
you
it.
gonna be the
That's
one
what it
laughing to
is.
the bank. You gonna be laughing to the bank while that hater sitting at home at his mommy and daddy's house, commenting on your fucking track.
Basically, that's how you look
You
at
know?
it. That's how you gotta look at it. You can't allow people to be like, you know what I mean, caught up in that fuckery and think. And truthfully, you get yourself tied up in that shit when you put your emotions into it as well. So like,
I mean,
that's
what people put themselves out of up on up there, out there, put themselves like up. Don't you really not circulate?
you cut out. What'd you say?
If you're not getting no return back, I mean, what do you think you're gonna do? You put your shit out there.
Okay, that's it. And I mean, to be honest with you, in any situation, this is the reason why I have conversations like I do on my show. I talk to a lot of the artists that come through there, and we have conversations where I tend to bring up these conversations about like how, you know what I mean, what do you do before you release your music to the mainstream? Like that's something that a lot of people don't take heed to. Like so like I talk to some people like and it's some people even in the circle that we round that have no idea what BMI is or what ASCAP is and what it does for you and how you're supposed to use it. So for me, like when I do these live streams sometimes, a lot of the times like my conversations may seem dull to some people because I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to tell you something that I know for my own experience. You know what I'm saying? Like as a artist who just really was starting off when I first got into this shit about just making music. That's all I really cared about. I didn't give a fuck how it was made, what it took to do after the song was made and all that other shit, how it got in front of these producers and A&Rs and then all that shit. No, it wasn't until I actually sat down, listened to like the things that my cousin who was managing my work had to go through, conversations she sat down and had with A&Rs and mainstream record label producers and people that was actually trying to put money behind our music, and seeing like how they move. Shit, I said, oh, okay, so that's what I should expect whenever these motherfuckers come my way on a low tip. Because an artist, whoever is out there, if your music is pushed out in the public, eventually someone's gonna try to find you. Somebody's gonna try to run you down and try to get a hold of you. You know what I'm saying?
Your music is good,
Especially if you have consistently good music, right? So here's the thing. That's where you look out for people, because hell, the first contract that came to me was for 250,000, and it was a small contract, to be honest with you, because the record label that's tried to sign me was also a record label out of Bakersfield, California. Now, the record label's owner used to be a rapper from the Cottonmouth Kings, if you remember that group.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
All right, so the artist named Dan Bones is the owner of the sub of this record label he tried to sign me to. So he approached me on Instagram recently. Like, this was back in 2020, back in the summer of 2020. He approached me about a contract. The contract was for 250. He wanted me to do 15 songs and 15 videos for this 250,000. And this contract was for 18 months. In that 18-month contract, I couldn't use my name. I could not say that I am this person. I couldn't claim credits for the music that I was giving them. So in that $250,000 contract, I only got $100,000, and that $100,000 cash was supposed to be used for gratuities, to pay for a studio time, travel, room and board, how, like, advertisements, marketing, all of that shit had to be paid for. They weren't paying for that. I had to put that back. I had to put that out in that money that they gave me. Think about that. If you give somebody who's already receiving disability a check for $100,000, you realize that you pushed them out of their own tax bracket. You push them to another tax bracket. You're taking them out of their own disability for doing that. That's why when they first set me up, when they first offered me that, I said, fuck no. My health insurance costs more than that a year. So you telling me that I gotta give you 15 songs and 15 music videos for these songs for 18 months. I have to live under $100,000 contract, because that's basically all you're giving me, $100,000. And if I make the 250 back, that's probably not coming back. Any percentage of it is coming back to me. So that's what I was pissy about too. It's like, first you tell me I get $100,000 as an advance to what? Move over to fucking Bakersfield, California, so I can live closer to the studio and don't have to travel too much and pay so much for the travel, which I still have to pay for the room and board. I still have to pay 18 months. I have to be able to be available to you to go doing video shoots and motherfucking move or concerts and all this other stuff that I don't get paid for.
Or sign and then the sign you go
contract signs, all that. So I had to do all. I was gonna do all. I was down. They wanted me to do all of that, and then here's the thing. Like I said, you get $100,000 advancement. You get no royalties. You get no royalties on your music, right? Because the masters ain't yours. Once you create this music with them, they control the masters on that music, which means any song that I submitted to them was not mine anymore. And if I wanted it back, I would have had to pay $250,000 to match the contract.
But let me tell you this: with the deal that I'm working on with the Bentley Records. Now I'm telling you this, I know you ain't gonna tell nobody, but I have to say it in confidence because you know how it goes. but it's not official yet. But it's an 80-20 split. I get 80, they get 20. It's a
Yeah, you get market, you get distribution and marketing too. Yeah, it's mostly yours. No, I know what a 360 deal is. You get paid off of whatever everybody else don't get. Cause you giving, they only giving you they give you a crumb off of whatever the fuck everybody else is getting paid off of your work. Yeah, basically. And that's what they thought I was stupid on. I'm like, dog, you're not talking to no regular gig. You know, not no regular bum ass dude. I do music, and I actually sat down to listen and learn about what it takes to be an artist in the music industry. I listened to how Nas got robbed from Columbia Records, why he not with Columbia Records no more, why that man makes his own music under his own label. It took him years to get up out from under that contract with Columbia. Same thing with Prince. Prince did the same thing. Prince went through the same thing with fucking Sony. So let's and Bone did the same, went through the same shit with Ruthless. like let's be real. Easy E's record label was even trying to shit on people at one point. Like, let's just be real about it. Like, it's the thing that we don't hear about in the industry, the celebrities that have like these deep conversations later in life after they've gotten out of these situations where you find out about what's really going on in the world of music. And it's sad because what really is fucked up about it is if you're an artist and you're a creator, you're a person who is very, very talented. Like, think about the situation going on with fucking Puffy right now. Puffy was the man at one point. He had motherfuckers coming to him trying to get him to sign them almost instantly. Like, it was like, oh, Puffy, let me get that deal, bro. Holla at me. Then all of a sudden, we don't know how he was attaching himself to certain people. Like when we see that Usher at 14 was living at this nigga's house. You see what I'm saying? Then we don't know nothing about that situation in depth until we hear from people like Usher talking these backdoor interviews and all that shit. We got people like Justin Bieber. He was fucking seen at this man's house trying to fucking. It was at one point or another. There were parents that were complicit with letting people of that age stay with this man. And here's the thing with that: it takes like really, really understanding that there are people out there. They look and feel in a way when you meet them like they have the best intentions, but then you see that whatever happens when you get close enough to them, then there's the, oh well, you need to sign this first. Sign what? NDA? Why am I signing a non-disclosure agreement? You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh, that's just to be at my house. That don't sound too safe. You talking about NDAs coming just to come to your crib and hang out and drink with you and chill, house party type shit? Something ain't right. And then you hear it. Then now you know why this nigga's having freak offs. What the fuck? Niggas having house parties that turn into freak offs. And mind you, he ain't just freaking off with women. This nigga busting guts with dudes. See, that's the crazy part. Now, here's the thing with that. I think 50 said he tried him. Like, he tried him on some shit. He kept trying. Like, it was a few artists that he's tried to get to his mansion. Fucking, they said Fabulous was one of those people he tried to pull out. He tried to pull up on like that. He tried to keep getting Fabulous to come to his crib. He said Fabulous said he came to his crib one time and he was on some weird shit. It was like it was just him It was him and a few people. Then all of a sudden, it was just him and like maybe one or two people. And then he crept out. Bruh said he snuck out the he said he snuck out the window on that nigga and dipped. And it was like ever since he did that, Puff been trying to get him to come back and hang out with him. He's like one time I guess they had a live video clip of him and Fabulous talking, and he was like, "Yo, Fab, what happened, bro? You don't come hang out with me no more. You don't even come to my crib no more." He's like, "Yo, I came over there, I hung out with you before. I was just over there having a drink with you like a couple weeks ago and all this other shit." And it's like, but I'm just saying though, you don't come hang out with the boy no more. You don't come hang out with me, hang out with me. You know, like, why he say it like that though? You know what I'm saying? Because that shit alone, just him saying it like that, just made that shit sound all kind of fucking sketchy. I was just like, oh, well, bro, what really is this nigga talking, bro? Because he sounded like he was trying to touch something else. Like, where the hell is he going with that? Like, and it's scary as hell when you think about it because people like Cassie was one of his, one of his girls and is also a fucking artist under his label. Mind you, before all of this shit hit the fan with him and her in that lawsuit, bruh, like she was an artist on his label. She was signed to him. He had pulled out a fucking 10-year contract on her. Yeah. And that's the thing though, like when you start noticing people with their positionings like that, it's no different than what R. Kelly was doing to people. R. Kelly was getting females that would be like so engaged with the music. They just wanted to be an artist. They just wanted to get their stuff heard. They wanted to be famous. And he took advantage of that opportunity. He said, oh, all right, well, in order for you to be a star, you got to do what I say. He got bitches in the fucking back room, in a locked room, with a bucket in they fucking door, in the doorway, talking about, bitch, if you want to piss or shit, you better use the bucket. Damn. You better call me before you think about doing something. See, where he fucked himself up was he was already in a position where he had the world wrapped around his finger at one point. R. Kelly could have done no wrong. Think about the day that man's first case came up with that 14-year-old. That video was so fucking evident that it was his ass in it. It was unreal. Bruh, I'm talking about, this is something that of all the sex tapes I've heard of, that was the one sex tape that I watched and said to myself, I wish I could took that shit back. Cause that shit fucked up my mind ever since then, and I ain't never listened to another damn R. Kelly song since then, bro. Yeah. For real. Everybody like, oh well, he was acquitted. He found out. No, he was given the opportunity to fucking plead his case, and all you black motherfuckers that was kissing his ass crack from fucking Chocolate Factory to motherfucking TP or is it TP2? Y'all motherfuckers thought he was a god sent and could do no wrong. Y'all didn't think that man was out there busting guts with a 12 and 13-year-old until actually the whole shit came. And here's the fucked up part about it. Before that whole case came out, the whole shit about him and Aaliyah fucking and getting married and then the marriage being annulled and all that shit was out before this. And nobody said a motherfucking thing about it. You notice, nobody considered that fact. Hell, Jay-Z did a fucking compilation album with him, Best of Both Worlds. You had motherfuckers all over the place working with him, Fat Joe and Lil Wayne and this nigga, that nigga. All of them wanted to do songs with him. They let the fact that he had the numbers behind him get faded. Here it is. You got people like DMX coming to you like, nah, I don't fuck with that dude. Something about him don't shake right. DMX was saying this. DMX was like, yo, I had a song I was supposed to do with him. I came to the studio. This nigga's in the motherfucking booth. He's in the back room with a bitch. He busting the bitch down in the back room. And she didn't look like no young, she didn't look like no older chick. And I mean, D know this. D knew that shit was going on. That's why he didn't fuck with his ass like that. Come on, and I mean, as real as that's as real as it gets. DMX was as real as it gets when it came to dealing with artists, dealing with an artist from the street perspective. That's as real as it gets. You ain't gonna get no realer than that, other than Jadakiss and the Lox. As real as it gets. And then for you to see, D was like, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with that.
I mean, as far as your personal thing was, have you had any like real where you can concretely say, like, besides that, one episode, like, anybody else come across you lately or trying to get you to sign or something?
Nah, not since that last shit that happened last year. And that was the most recent shit, that Interscope phase.
But I mean, you wasn't really pushing for it either.
No, I wasn't. And that's the other part too. Like I still like I still every now and again get people sending me messages, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm doing I'm gonna get you this, that, and the third. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want it. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Like my new thing is I don't want a record deal. I'm independent.
And a lot of artists are going that route. A lot of them are.
Because it's easy, it's hard work, but it's all yours at the end of the day. You don't have to worry about nobody taking your shit. And that's really what it is. That's what it's about nowadays, because it's not just about making songs anymore. When you go into this department, you make a song. If you want your song to be worth something, you have to put some money behind it for yourself to make sure that this music is going to go somewhere. It's going to do something. You have to put that meditation and dedication behind the music that you create, because if you don't, then it's not gonna impact anywhere. It's not gonna impress nobody. It's not gonna do anything for you. You'll sit there and watch your song go from the 5 to 6 views you give it and one like to nothing, because it's not gonna be something that people are gonna attach themselves to. You gotta have the ability to attach your lyrical content to an emotion that people can grab onto. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if you are able to like build an audience through just your natural lyricisms, and whatever your songs may come out to be, you start to build a base of people that really like the way you're motioning your music, whatever that message in your music is, they attach themselves to it. So what you start to realize, for me, like one of the biggest things I came into contact and realizing is just the fact that as an artist, when you start realizing that people are listening to your music, you want to know what they hear when they hear you. That's one of the biggest questions I ask like any listener to my music. I have a fan that's been listening to my music since 2010. And bruh said to me that the music I created even back in 2010 helped him to walk away from and change the life that he had at one point. This is a cartel member who just went and stopped doing all that shit to get his life together. You see what I'm saying? Something that is not something that you hear often. It's not something that you know to be a factual thing. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, it was a huge, huge thing when I heard this man come to me, and me and him spoke on a live stream. We speak like regularly. If ever I was back on IG again, he'd probably chime in at any point. But that's just it. Like, I know that my music has an impact on people because I don't go into like certain, you know what I mean, like rap style type of music. Like my whole shit is based on a lot of the shit that I've experienced in my life. So when it comes to certain songs that I've produced where people really feel what I'm saying, it's because they know they can sit in that song and visualize my fucking situations that I put in front of them. So I'm saying, like that.
If you don't got no realism, if you don't got no bass, if you ain't got no formatted, like, this is me, this is rough and raw me.
Right.
And if people don't feel you from that, then you can throw. I feel like you can throw links all day, but it ain't gonna. The people ain't gonna put. You can throw links the rest of your life. People
Yeah.
ain't gonna hit that button because they feel like you just some type of fraud. And these days,
And that's it.
it's hard to be. It's hard to be the realist and the this and the other. People say they the realist, but you getting all that bubblegum shit, and that's what. And a lot of times people love that bubblegum bullshit.
Yeah.
But it ain't real life.
No,
ain't
it's
real
not.
life.
It's really not. And at the end of the day, that's where everybody gets the misconception at. Because okay, we've idolized as musicians, even in the rap game, you know what I mean? We've idolized this gangster image. And newcomers into the rap game probably have never seen any of this lifestyle in their life. Never been there and have never seen this type of shit going on, but they like to talk that talk like they know it. So that's the new thing now. And what is problematic with that is we start realizing this is why we have the 21 and under club. All these fucking young artists, celebrity artists that are dying or getting murdered in the streets behind the music that they create. It puts out a certain imagery that people see and they think, oh, if that's what you talking, that's what you living.
But Rich, here's the thing I found out life as it is. Life has a way of, oh, you talk that talk,
We're gonna see if you can walk it.
Walk it how you talk it. They're gonna put it in real gangsters that lives that life. They're gonna see you somewhere, they're gonna say, oh, you motherfucker, pull your shit out. You can't do it because you Hollywood, you gonna die.
Yeah, they gonna test your metal, as they call it.
Test your gangster.
They gonna test that metal, and that's really what it is. Like we live in a world where you can't go out here saying shit and expect people not to approach you about it because this is really the world of reality nowadays. Niggas is not trying to say you're not trying to be caught out there in a situation where you saying something to somebody saying, oh, this is me, this is how I get it in, and then you go into the real world and some situations that you should be able to handle go down and you get fucked over or you don't know what to do and you looking like motherfucking some big baby back bitch. Just is what it is. So you know what I mean? Like that's the issue that we're dealing with now because so many of these young artists coming out. That's why I say this shit all the time. There's so many of these young artists that's coming out here. They have no idea of the words they're saying in their mouth. They're putting that shit out there to the world, thinking that that's the way to get sales and get music money, but it's not putting the right image on you as an artist. It's putting a target on you, and that's exactly what the problem is.
But what happens is whatever you put out into the universe,
It comes back.
It comes back like a boomerang.
It does.
And at the end of the day, I don't want my career coming down to. I'm trying to leave the industry in a better place. I'm
Yeah.
trying to leave craft in a better place. So to where I can say, even if I ask everybody this, but I'm gonna ask you right now, what is your definition of success as an artist?
My definition of success as an artist is just being able to create music that is timeless. Like that's one thing. But the other most important thing for me, like my accomplishment is being someone who even after I'm gone, you can pull up, you know what I mean, on my music 15, 20 years later, be like, damn, that shit hard, bro. I see why niggas was fucking with him. Music is never gonna go old or out of style because his flavor is just something that hits the time. It hits with the time, and it's just like fine wine. The older it gets, the better it gets. You know what I mean? Because in any case in the matter, this is what an artist should be shooting for. I don't care what artistry you want to jump in, what genre of music you want to get into. If you're an artist and you create in music, your goal should be to make music that people are going to hear fucking 100 years from now.
But today, they don't care about longevity. They care about
right now. When it's hard to care about longevity when it's artists out here making $10 million just for getting signed.
Yeah, yeah.
just to get signed. The music isn't all that, but they want it, but they get signed because they willing to go that extra mile. Like for example, the Sexy Red situation. Like let's look at this situation. This chick came out with a song called "My Pussy Hole Pink and My Booty Hole Brown." This shit is trending all over the place. It's trending all over the place. And the shit sound, I heard that song the first time I heard that song. I said, yo, who the fuck is this idiot that thought that this was a good song?
And society has made that right there famous.
Yeah, I'm just
Society.
I'm just saying when you got dudes coming out with songs called Throat Baby,
Fuck.
Throat Baby.
What about that song about something about mix it up like macaroni and cheese? What was that bitch? Meg the Stallion said something about what was that fucking song? I used to beat because that beat is hard.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody told me the name of that song and I was like, this is fucking stupid. And I mean, that's what these little girls, 10, 11-year olds,
Hello.
are trying to be grown women. They're trying to be grown women.
And it's killing me.
That's not a grown woman. That's
No.
not a grown. My idea of grown woman is she keeps her clothes on, she uses her mind, and if she is sexy, her one man will tell her, and in the privacy of their own fucking. What happened to that?
Yeah. It's not as it used to be nowadays, and it's like
I mean, when
sex
they came out
sells.
with songs,
Sex
when
is
they
so
came out with
contagious now. It
songs,
sells in a way that you don't have to do anything, bro. You could like you do see like they have it to the point where you could be on OnlyFans and putting pictures of your toes on that bitch, and bitches will get millions of dollars off of that.
I don't care if you wear thong underwear, but wear it with one man. Don't wear it and throw it on Instagram, your ass shaking and your thongs on.
Right. And that's part of the issue that we have in society. People are so enthralled with the lustful thoughts of what they see on these screens and these phones and that social media bug.
Yeah, it's evil.
It's evil. It's all it is, and it's the temptress that the devil had put in front of you, and they lay and you fall victim to it because everybody is caught up in what they see. Their eyes are being the trick are the things that are tricking them.
And the reason why I make the music I make is to show people even though you live through this bad time in your life, there is a better way about life. I'm not going to judge you because I'm not the judge,
Right.
but I've lived that life, and I feel like if you haven't lived that life, you cannot get on a track. You're just faking the funk.
You faking it.
Nothing about
You
that
faking
life.
the funk.
Then you shouldn't speak on that life.
I've heard of a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people that are like that, and they live their life thinking that that's the way it is and that's where it should be, and don't matter if I've actually been down that road, but I know about it, or I know somebody who lived that way and I took their story and told it to the people in the music because I know how to carry a note and make a sentence that rhymes and put it to a beat and all that other stuff. But what they don't, this is what I say this all the time to anybody that's been in these streets and in them trenches. They know what they know what the street life is like. They know what that shit intends to do to people and what you can get yourself caught into by just opening your mouth in certain ways.
Yeah, and I'm not doing it to glorify that.
No.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing it to say, hey, look, you might be down your luck. I was down on my luck. I lived in the track. I breathed in that bitch. I preached to people in there. We talked. We had good conversation. But I seen the bad side and I seen the good side.
There it is.
And it ain't very good. But
no, it ain't.
You can make a positive out of a negative. And I'm trying to teach people how to do it.
That's all it is. And at the end of the day, we live in a world now where that's not impressive to anybody. That's not something that attaches itself to people like it used to. Good information, positive, solid, experienced information where people can grab that and be like, oh, okay, I see why he went that way, and this happened to him. Maybe if I did what the opposite of that, or I took the advice of him telling me to do this way, maybe maybe I can make this change. Maybe I can make that difference. You know what I mean?
And brother, I don't
comes a time where you have to make a decision. You cannot continue to think that the life you're living, the decisions that you're putting yourself in your situation in are going to stay as peachy cream as it was when you first got in, and nothing's going to be different. You have to understand that, especially when you're living that type of lifestyle, that it only lasts for so long. After a while, you have to make a choice for yourself, and that choice has to be you taking the time to understand that this risk is too great to continue on. And you have to make that decision before it's too late for you, because really though, that shit can end for you in a second. That lifestyle.
Bro, when I was shackled to that little desk thing in that room for 22, 23 hours, nobody didn't have nothing to drink, didn't have nothing to eat. That wasn't the life I was. And the detective come in there, he slammed his hand and said, "Look, man, you're gonna have to make a change, or this too quick." And that's the first time that it hit me like that, like a ton of bricks. Either it's gonna be the jailhouse or it's gonna be the graveyard. And he got up and I said, and then they let me go. But guess what? My man's he's still locked down. He won't see the day the sun without being. He won't see the free day.
That's the problem though. That's what I mean. Like we have these situations in our lives where you have to make choices, and these choices don't always come with an easy answer to it.
You know,
And
and you know what? That might have been God. Come to that detective, and you know everybody says, "I hate cops. I hate cops." You know what? They just doing a job. If there was no policeman, now I'm not saying that every one of them is great and fine and all that. No,
mm,
there's bad, just bad and everything.
yes, indeed.
So if it had been for that man, you know, who still if I go back out and did something stupid and my brains be on the pavement or I'll be locked down the rest of my life. Who the fuck knows that?
Yeah. No, and at the
So
end of the day, we live in a world where that shit is unpredictable. You can happen to you just sitting here in the conversation that we having right now. Niggas sitting in here chilling in each
yeah,
other's houses, and next thing you know, some bullets come through a fucking door. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and life ain't promised.
No, it's not. Shit, I
And you
sit
know
back
what
and
makes
think
it
about that shit every day, man. Like you gotta understand. I told you earlier, bro. Like I moved over in this building that I'm in right now. I've been here since August of 23, and here it is January. Since this me being here, this ain't even a full 6 months yet, and I've had two homicides on this block. Two,
yeah,
like within the year. That's not even a full year for me. And I mean, like where I lived before that wasn't even but around the corner from this block that I'm on. And it wasn't half as bad when I lived over there.
but you know that these people play with life like it ain't precious. These people
Listen,
don't care about your life.
I'm not shaking dice with nobody out here like that. You got me fucked up. I'm
No,
I've learned my lessons. Like truth be told, I've been in those streets that way. It wasn't until a motherfucker that I did. It wasn't a cop that put a gun in my face and made me change my life. It was a motherfucker that I was selling dope with. So yeah,
that'll be another one turning back on you too.
be the first motherfucker to turn their back on you. Are you kidding me? That nigga was coked out of his mind. He thought I shorted. He thought I was selling. He thought I wasn't selling the dope right. Hey, how the hell you gonna tell me I'm not selling the dope right? I'm 17, bro.
Yeah,
I know how to count. You
yeah.
told me blue. You said blue is 100, red is 50. Where the fuck I get that confused? Nigga said, nigga said, hey, if they want a 50, you tell them you give them the red bag. If they want 100, you give them the blue bag. All right, nigga, I don't sell nothing less than that. Why the hell would I be Why would I be arguing with niggas over $20?
Yeah,
This nigga talking about, oh, you ain't sell it, you ain't get it right. He said he thought I had he thought I fucked up the money. Now mind you, I had all the money tucked under a motherfucking under a pillow on the couch. I was sitting on the pillow in the couch. I'm in the trap, nigga. We in the dope house. This nigga got coke in the walls. I got coke under my couch chairs and shit. This nigga had coke everywhere in the house. Dope boy, the dope dealer, the dope head come to the crib. He want a 50. I got you. Give me that. Let me take that and get the fuck on about my business. You take your ass on. How about this nigga come back? He zooted. I mean, he sniffed about a half a fucking ounce to his face before he came back to the crib. Talking about, yeah, I gotta re-up. He in the kitchen cooking up. Then all of a sudden he finished cooking up. He come back over to the he come back into the living room talking about, let me get the bread you got. Let me get what you made already. Here, I had the nigga the lard. I had the nigga the whole wad. All of a sudden, I get smacked in the face. This nigga come grabbing a motherfucking bottle of Bacardi 151. I'm about to get set on fire with a pistol in my face. This nigga tried to set me on fire with a pistol in my face. He put a pistol up in my face. This a Ruger 9.5, mind you. I'm nervous as fuck. This nigga got a hair trigger on the fucking rifle on the Ruger. I know it's a hair trigger on it because the last time before we even got into the dope spot, before I was in there by myself, the nigga let me go shoot the shit out in the backyard. That's how I knew the nigga had. I knew the shit had a hair trigger on it. Got me fucked up. This nigga sitting here holding this shit in my fade while he dropping, while he dousing me with fucking Bacardi 151. Now, mind you, we sold crack stems and crack lighters on top of the crack that we sold. So what's next if a nigga takes a motherfucking bottle of flammable alcohol and dumps it on your ass? He looking for the lighter next. Are you kidding me? I was on the second floor. I was in the second floor apartment. Jumped straight off the fucking balcony like Superman out that motherfucker on his ass. Landed on my feet and kept it moving. And motherfuckers to this day, now mind you, I done heard the boy, I done heard of, now mind you, this nigga tried to do me, right? Maybe, I want to say 3 months after that nigga he did that shit to me. I was out there in the neighborhood where he found me at. One of my boys was like, hey, bro, there go homie right there. What you want to do? Like, man, I don't want nothing to do with this nigga. I don't want the nigga to even see me on the block. So I started motherfucking stepping off. My man and them grabbed that nigga ass up. Like, hold up. You be fucking with my boy like that. They took the nigga, snatched him up out his car. Snatched his ass up out his car. Started wearing his ass out in the middle of the hood. Then took the nigga and threw him in the trunk of his shit and drove off. Man, listen, last time I seen the nigga, he was in a wheelchair, smoked out on crack. Bruh had done got himself served up in a bunch of different fucked up shits. So like the nigga obviously, after me and him had that little fallout, bruh had done got himself fucked up. So he started getting too hard on the cocaine. He moved and he upgraded. Bro was sniffing cocaine like hard. Like I told you, when I said that nigga sniffed about a half ounce to his face, that nigga was doing that shit. He was doing that shit. So he had upgraded. Bro had upgraded from sniffing that coke to smoking crack. And after that, and it was like right after he upgraded, bro got shot and he got paralyzed. He got shot and it left him paralyzed. So he was in a wheelchair the whole time. That was the last time I seen bro. He was pushing his motherfucking wheelchair up the road. And that's why I said I ain't say shit to the man. Mind you, I knew who the fuck it was. He knew who the fuck I was. Called me out and everything. I ain't say nothing. I just throw my hands up at the nigga. What's happening? Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, bro, like to the nigga that do me dirty, if you don't kill me, bro, karma coming around. I ain't that motherfucker that's coming at you like I used to, bro. I used to be on that shit. I jump off at a nigga. Like, what? You did what? All right, bro, I got you, and I'm coming back. No problem. But now, I had to sit down on shit because I know me. And I have to sit back and think about it because, bro, if I don't, I'm going to hurt somebody or I'm going to hurt myself trying to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to put myself in that position no more, bro. Like, I just don't want to do it because I'm that dude where you get me to that point, bro, I'm blowing your face off and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, bro, but see, when this little neighborhood, this little town I'm in, bro, like, I used to know, bro. I used to start up all the tracks around here. Me and my homies would start up all the tracks. And I mean, you probably know like you got that houses that's filled with shit that you trade with, and your house is filled up. I used to have all that shit. You used to
Mm-hmm.
have all that shit. But once your name gets, you know that once your name gets out there, and then people hear it, man, you as good as done.
Yes,
You as good as
indeed.
done. And
Indeed.
if they don't get you like that, they gonna have you telling on people. And I never told on shit in my life. I ain't no tattletale.
Nah, bro.
So what I do is I stay the fuck away. I mean, I do my little, I do my little what you call it, booby boo. But I get what I need to get, and I get the fuck out the way.
That's it. That's
And
it.
I ain't like doing that, it's just because I've been depressed lately. And I mean, you can make excuse after excuse, but I mean, bottom line is, for some reason, when I hit that shit, I enjoyed it. And when I enjoyed it too much. And I hate that I love that shit so much.
I know how you feel. I feel that way sometimes too when I think about everything that I've indulged in and took too much at once and didn't understand the full extent of how far I was willing to go with that shit, man. Like especially when I was in that 2 year coke binge, that shit wasn't no joke for me, bro. Like I really had to wean myself physically off of that shit because at the end of the day, bro, like it's one of those things that yeah, when it grabbed you, it got you. But you have to have, just like anything, you have to have a strong will to get away from things like that. And it took me a large number of time for me to actually fucking like get away from it personally because I had to stop dealing with people I dealt with that I knew had that shit on them all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking
And I
care
know
that
all
I
the
was
shit
trying
is,
to get my shit together, and that was
I
the
know,
reason why it was fucking me up. They didn't
yeah.
they didn't want me to do that. They seen that I was trying to change that situation, and they were like, nah, I want you to be because I need you here with me. Because then when I don't have, you can go get this and that and the third. And
And
see,
that's what they
no,
do.
no, no.
And then they want to give you free stuff when you ain't got, when you trying to stay away. I know, you understand, I know every dope man, every dope boy around here, I know them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I still got respect on that street. But guess what? I left that shit in where it's at. I
Exactly.
go around here now broke as a motherfucker because I choose to do that. I
Yeah.
choose to do that. And the only thing is, they know that they can still get me with that little. I go around like the most I try, bro. Right now, it's been the longest I've been off that shit. It's been like 2 weeks, and I mean, 2 weeks ain't shit, but it's something for me. And it might be because of the weather or whatever like that. Who knows? Once it gets nicer, I might jump out and do something. But I ain't gonna lie about this shit. If I do
Right.
it, I did it.
That's what it is. And to be honest with you, the more you can reconcile to that fact and understand that that's where you are right now, that's easier for you to make your change when you're ready to let it go. Because at the end of the day, I talk to many of people, and many of the people that I talk to are in worse situations than even you are. Like my one of my good friends, best friends, like really good friend. I still talk to this man to this day, very bad with heroin. He was a very big heroin addict. His problem was the fact that he was introduced to the shit at such a young age that he was having a hard time even walking away from that because of how addictive the nature of that drug is for him. And he had an addictive nature. So at the end of the day, I've been hanging with this man since he was 18 years old and I was 19. We were literally a year apart from each other. Like I actually watched this man grow up and fight these demons. I actually sat beside him and fought demons, these same demons with him. Split personalities, withdrawals that were fucking fatal to a point where he actually tried to hurt people because he could not get that fixed. I stepped into the picture. It's taken years of this relationship of me and him being together. He and I are almost 40 years old. And this man has just gotten to a point where he can actually see his life the way he should have been seeing it when he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And,
Like,
and, and it's sad because if people ain't been in that situation, they just think that everybody's just a worthless piece of shit.
right.
No,
They don't
they
understand.
do that.
Like, that
They
shit is
do shit.
hard. That shit is
That
something
shit.
that will grip you and tear your ass up if you do not know how to handle yourself or deal with the situation the way you're supposed to. That's why people end up in these situations where they lose control of themselves and their situation because they have no one there to support them. Like I
Right.
understood that. You
And
know
I
what I
and
mean?
I'm used to waking up snorting no less than a gram a day. You wake up, that's just waking up, and then
Hmm.
going and copping, and then it was a routine. I mean, and it's the same thing as insanity.
Yes.
You keep doing the same thing, but
Over
you
and over
expect
with
different
no
results.
results.
And when that man did that, my heart, I don't know if you ever felt that kind of pain in your heart. When that man told me that, he said, you on, it basically was, you on thin ice. And basically what he's telling me is, you need to, get your, sew your shit up, or you either going to be on one side or you're going to be on the other side. You know
Right.
what I mean?
It's either shit or get off the toilet. That's basically the
Right.
statement. It's the real truth because when you out here doing the shit you doing, you don't think about consequences. That's one thing that comes to that is neglected in mind because it's not the one thing on your mind when you're living the lifestyle that you're in. This is always the situation. Most of us have situations that we come into. We're growing into these situations not understanding fully why they are there, why this is a situation even to begin with. But at the same time, we are just understanding that we are here. We have to adjust and understand it. And in order to fully understand the situation, sometimes people get immersed. They're not like anybody who has the opportunity to be told something you shouldn't do and not do it. Some people are hands on when it comes to like experiences in life. Most people have to have that hands on experience in order to understand. And experience is the only it's the number one teacher. I ain't gonna say it's the best teacher. It's the number one teacher because if you can't learn from listening and comprehending, then everything revolves around your experience. Your understanding of things come into play when you experience things in life. And that's literally how people understand life nowadays is by going through these situations. They develop their own reasoning or understanding logics of the world by dealing with their own situations the best way they know how. And in so many ways, it's not always the best, but it's not always the way that they could have gone either. You see what I'm saying? Some of these people take the chances that they know is the best way to escape certain situations quick, but they don't realize that in those same escape situations, there comes another complex turmoil or trauma that they have to end up going through because they don't realize that that quick escape ain't a quick escape at all. It's just another fucking trap into another cage.
Oh yeah, and I, you think I don't enjoy that? I had thousands of dollars in my hand, come in my hand at time. You think I didn't enjoy that? You think I didn't enjoy them cars, them luxuries and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the devil put all that in your face, like, oh, this is all great. You're gonna get all this. But what it don't show you is the people that you leave behind in your rear view that you turned into junkies, or they might already been junkies that you helping them to get deeper and deeper
Yep.
into their funk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
It's the one thing that I can honestly say. It took me actually seeing for myself the effects of different people going through these situations. Like being homeless, I learned and watched people dealing with these situations. Like some of my good friends that I was left on the streets with, they literally had these problems. Like I had a good friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? He's one of he's we still talk. I haven't talked to him in a long time now. It's probably been about a year, but like me and him been really good friends. Bro was like a freebaser. Like when I say freebaser, he's the only motherfucker I know that when you try to give him crack, he will slap you in the face. He said, "Dog, I don't smoke that shit. I smoke bass. Give me fucking freebase." He said, I don't get high off of crack. I smoke bass." You see what I'm talking about? Like he went back to like the 80s with it for real. Like and he used to love like he still to this day like he drinks heavy. Like when I first met him, he and I used to go through like 30 cases of beer, like them 30 cats, them 30 packs. Yeah, we go through like two or three of them shits in a day, just drinking back to back, consistently drinking like this. This was our day. You know what I'm saying? And it took me understanding like this was just his way of getting through life. It was his way of understand how he motioned through life. And I seen that and I was like, yo, bro, I can't. I see you. I love you to death, bro. I love you like a brother, but I can't see you doing this to yourself. You know what I mean? And after that whole incident happened, you know what I'm saying? Bro had to go to jail. He went to jail, went and, did a few months in the county, and they came home. After he came home, his whole shit changed because he was like, bro, they was trying to send me to prison. And he was like, once they did that to him, and he was literally walking that line. It took him having to go through that for him to realize, like, nah, I'm not doing this shit no more. This shit crazy. I gotta go through my real life. I gotta start putting a handle on my real life. You know what I'm saying? He had a little girl at the time. His little girl was probably like 3 years old. I was just telling him, like, yo, bro, do you ever want to see your little girl again? You gotta be better than this. You see what I'm saying? It's things like that. You have to start to go back to these things because, bro, I'll tell you, that was something that I had to deal with, bro. My son was probably about 3 or 4 when my coke habit was that bad. Like I was bad. Like all my money went into this shit. Like I never had any money behind it. I was trying to sell that shit and did that shit at the same time. It was never a good deal for me. I was always broke. I could never fucking come up. I'm selling 8 balls, 8 balls and 8 balls, and I'm still breaking damn near. I'm not even breaking even. You know what I'm saying? So it was to the point where I just got to a point where I was like, no, this shit is too expensive. I can't afford it. And I have to let it go. If I don't, it's either gonna kill me or I'm gonna fuck around and I'm gonna be doing a really long time in prison. Cause I was starting to get to a point where it was like, okay, I gotta have at least a half a key just to fucking suffice for the sales and come up with some extra money because I'm sniffing at least a ball and a half by my damn self a day. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm doing that by my damn self and I got a nigga that's doing it just as much as I am, we broke. That half a key better serve us some money. Because at the end of the day, just off of what we was motherfucking doing to ourselves, that was at least like an ounce and a half off of that. So how you gonna come up off of that if you getting, you know what I mean, a ball to 2 balls a day trying to motherfucking flip that? Better have a good price. And that's exactly what the hell it was. It was like, bro, that's the only way you gonna make it. Like, you better hope you getting a good deal on your ball price. And then if you chopping that shit down, you breaking it down, you gotta break it down to a point where you can see that shit come back. Cause I had a deal where I was getting my balls for like $80. I go back up where I was at. I sell them bitches for fucking 150. You know? Hell to the no. That's the reason why I was like, man, fuck all this, bro. My name ain't Gucci, bro. I ain't doing it. You gotta make sure you get all of that, bro, because at the end of the day, any percentage ain't worth a fuck if you ain't gonna see nothing on the back end. Cause anything that they hit you with in percentage wise, that's coming to you directly. That'll be your upfront fees. Your 80 your back end should come from anything that they make off of your shit. Mm-hmm. No. No. But they gonna make sure your ass get everything you want, everything you need out of that deal. They gonna make sure everything you need for that deal to be right for you is gonna be there for you. and that's the interest that they take up because they get what is it congruent, what is it, they get residuals from it basically.
Right.
So whatever deal you get, they get a percentage of it, mainly because of the simple fact that they work for you, and that's how they get paid. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they're your management, if they work on your behalf, and any deals that they present to you or get presented to you through their ties in with the situation, most likely that's where they say, oh well, just give me 15 here, just give me 15%.
Right. And that is really the big ball part though, that's helping you out. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? And then if you really got a G with you, bro, like a real G for a management, like they wouldn't come to you even looking for that. Cause I mean, a real management probably might ask you for about 20 to 25% of your of the deal. They want at least 20 to 25% of the deal. So like if you get anything off of it, they get their piece off the top, just like the motherfucking record label that you're with Gildan. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
in
You know
any
the
sense,
regular you know the regular will look out for themselves. They
oh,
look
of
out for
course.
themselves.
That's why they take. That's why before you even see money, they get theirs.
Right.
They getting paid immediately. That's why, like,
So
and that's why for me, like, I've always like said to myself, like, I want to know whatever I need to know to make sure that whenever I put my effort into creating a song, that I know what I need to do to continue to keep that song in my possession. Because yeah, when you put it out here, people hear it, they like it, they want to see how you can continue to keep making good songs like that. But at the same time, why would they do that if they can take your music and sell it as their own?
and the new AI shit, man, you gotta watch that shit, cause they can take a snippet of your voice. A motherfucker could be on the phone, take a snippet of your voice, and make a whole mixtape out of it, and you not get one nickel out of it.
That's true.
And
Yeah,
I don't like
especially
that
with
AI
AI,
shit. I
especially
don't
with
like
the
that.
AI chat bots now. Them chat bots is ridiculous now. And that's part of the reason why this day and age now is more of a danger to people outside. You know how many motherfuckers got hit with them deep fakes and shit like that nowadays? You got motherfucking celebrities that have had thousands of hours of videos pulled up, and they pulling audio files from these videos and putting fucking graphic designs behind the visuals, so you think you're looking at a real celebrity or an actual person who's out there famously making things happen, talking about some shit that this motherfucker ain't never talked about in his life.
Oh, that's what. They got Eminem on some shit that he didn't even say no shit like that. They got motherfuckers. Tupac coming up with AI mixtapes for brand new shit because Tupac had millions and millions of songs that never got released.
Yeah, they still
He's
pulling out songs
he's
from this
in the
man's
brain,
out from his cut from his collection of music that he hasn't put beats to. They have songs like that's why people like Keisha Cole and all the artists that came out after that man's death started making songs where his verses were in it, but this was a new track. They never heard the verse before. They never heard the words he was saying before because of the simple fact these were all the unrecorded tracks. They said that Pac used to go in the studio and he didn't even put a beat on. He would just record it. He would just record himself killing verses, just writing, just throwing verses out.
That's because that man to me, honestly, if I want to say Biggie this and Biggie that, Biggie was to me, I'm sorry, I never, okay, you had a few good tracks, la 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 la, but you, as an image, if you look at him, you're a sweaty big fat fucker that didn't give off no gangster type of vibes to me at all. You look at Tupac, he would eat Biggie's lunch for him. Tupac would eat his shit up for him, and to me, Tupac was the greatest that ever did the shit.
Yeah. And I mean
It's always
the reason
always
why
gonna
like
happen for
it
the
was
best
hard to
thing.
tell between both of these individuals is like for one thing, Pop was really living that lifestyle. He was really out there. He was dealing with a lot of real life situations. Big had it a little differently. That city life was not the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, He wasn't the, the class act, so to speak. He was the class clown in school. He didn't really, have time where he was, you know what I mean? He was in there trying to get an education. He was out there clowning around. He didn't think that, his teachers didn't really think he was ever going to do anything with his life. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until he got that record deal and that first song came out and he sold millions of records and all that shit that everybody started really looking at his persona and his situation. But you got to understand, Big had been in and out of situations. Big had been in mad different situations where he was selling drugs. How you think he met Big? How you think he met Jay-Z? You see what I'm saying? Like he didn't meet Jay-Z off of fluke shit. That nigga knew him from the streets.
But you can't deny that he wasn't talented, hella talented artist.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at the situation, like, yeah, as far as like the fact that Big had a flow that nobody could really put their finger on who he reminded people of. It was something that it was just out of the ordinary. Fat and black and ugly as ever. However, I stayed coochie down to the socks. You see what I'm saying? It was that style, and then he never let up on that particular style though. When you think about it, because bro had it down. You didn't see him dress bummy. That nigga wear nice leather jackets, Gucci suits, Gucci this, Gucci that. Yo, when he had it, you knew he was rocking. You knew he had bread. He knew he had the bread.
And I ain't gonna try to not. That man had hella fucking talent.
Mm-hmm.
You never deny that. Somebody deny that, they're don't fucking either.
Facts.
They're not educated. They're not educated. And if you're not educated on hip hop and everything, then you're gonna try to say that Biggie did not have his place in the Hall of Fame.
He did.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's the joke of the day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he did earn his place as a lyricist. He definitely gave you something that you never expected from him as an artist. You know what I mean? When you look at Big, Big just didn't look like somebody that would go out there and wreck a house like that. That motherfucker tore it down almost every time.
And I mean, I seen some stuff that wasn't supposed to be on TV, but when they made some couple clips and shit,
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
Yeah. Like think about, do you remember they after both of them brothers died, they showed that one and only concert that they had where they was both on the same stage performing. That was the first and last time them two was on the same stage together. Like for real, it was like any other time they seen each other before they even started beefing. Because mind you, these two niggas didn't start beefing with each other until after he got shot, after Pac got hit. When Pac got shot, he thought it was them. Which, if you look at the situation and how this whole thing is coming down,
I think it was P. Diddy
come on, you add it up, bro. Like it all makes sense though. And then you think about what Keefe was saying in that last interview before they pinched his dumb ass.
But it didn't have nothing to do with Biggie. I swear Biggie didn't have shit to do with it.
He didn't. He did. He got dragged in it because of the simple fact that they wanted that beef to go on. And where he got involved in it was Puffy went off on fucking Suge. Suge told you, like he said in that Source Awards when he was collecting that reward, if you don't want your executives all in the videos, all in the songs, dancing on it, come to Death Row. When he said that, he was basically slapping Diddy ass in the face. And Diddy was at the time one of those people he don't take lightly the niggas talking shit about him. So of course he got in his feelings. He was dead ass telling the truth. And that's what Puff didn't like about that. And the reason why Big even got his name dragged in it, like I said, Puff put out that album. Remember that song, The Warning. When Puff released and made Big perform that song blew up. Especially think about the fact that when that song dropped, when that song came out, Who Shot You, matter of fact, was the song. When that song came out, think about the timing around that song. Yeah, he might have recorded that shit a while ago, but when he performed it live, people heard it live for the first time after Pac had got shot. How would you think if you sitting in a prison cell and the first thing you hear from somebody you thought was your friend, but you had issue, you had shaky situation with, you just got out of a fucking situation where you sitting in a prison cell after taking 5 bullets to the fucking body around that same person, and you hear a song talk about who shot you?
That man should have been dead. If not, that man should have been. If it was a regular ass, no, if it was a regular ass, none of those soldiers like tough as nails and pop, they would have been dead.
Think about it. There's only one other person in history I've heard of that in my lifetime I've heard of that actually survived more than 5.
And he got up and moving around like he did. Man, come on.
For real. Like shit. I mean, 50 got 9 shots.
Yeah.
50 got 9 with 1 in the face.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? So like at the end of the day, like
And the story of 50 ain't no joke either. Ain't no joke at all.
you see what I'm saying? The life.
I got much respect for 50. I got much respect for 50. And now he's doing these TVs. Now he's so low key. Like, ain't no. I mean, he's supposed to be working on an album this year, but he's spending more time executive producing the TV series and shit for stars and shit.
Look,
big money.
The money is never stopping.
Nah.
And at the end of the day, his big thing now, he just said recently, he just made a statement recently where he said he was gonna work. He's working on the Puffy story.
Okay.
He's doing the P Diddy story now. So it's like at the end of the day,
there ain't no love. At the end of the day, there ain't no love lost between 50 and Diddy either. Nah, there ain't.
I think what I've heard, because what I've been hearing now, it seemed like, you know what I mean, Puff and 50 had a similar shit that, like, I don't remember what the fuck the storyline behind it was, but for some reason after a while, like, him and 50 got to beefing with each other. And I think 50's beef with them is because of all of this shit going on behind the scenes of them parties that he was trying to invite everyby to. So Puffy been trying to having everybody going to these freak out parties and shit and all this other shit. And I think 50 caught wind of that shit early. And he was trying to tell niggas about that shit. And that's what it was. They played him off as he was talking crazy, you know, and then no. And that's what they said. They like, oh well, 50, you know, he crazy. He be always saying some outlandish shit. You know, you can't really take him all too serious until that shit started adding up.
Yeah, until I saw on YouTube that Diddy was trying to get him to bust screw 50 and 50 wasn't having that shit.
Hell no. That's what I'm saying. Like
50 a grown ass man.
He tried to proposition a lot of artists out here. Like almost every artist he approached in a situation like that, he tried to put him in that crunch like that. So I mean, when you look at the situation, you look at the fact that this man had so much power at one point. His money spoke for him in a way that nobody else had that pull like that. And how would you feel if a person came to you like him with his control and power and said, hey, I can get you $30 million right now. I can make you $30 million right now. I just need you to do me a favor. He's like, I need you to do me a favor. Buddy needs some love. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy about it was the fact that his bodyguard came out with the story. And that shit blew my mind. Like he said he was talking about a scenario that took place with him and Ja Rule. That fucked my whole case up, bruh. Like when I thought about this shit, mind you, everybody and their mama when they first heard Ja Rule was like, oh man, this another Pac coming out here. He wanna be Pac. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, you get his career went nowhere. He gets shut down. Then all of a sudden you hearing all kind of shit like this. It's like, man, come on, where does it go from here?
What happened to Ashanti?
Ashanti is doing her own thing. You know, she had to separate from Murder Inc. Because, okay, Herb Gotti tried to basically take possession of her very first album. That first album that was produced, it was produced by Murder Inc. So her first album, it was her best album out. Like every album since then didn't match up to that first album. But what she ended up doing to regain that the masters for that album, she just recently reclaimed the masters for that album actually. Irv Gotti refused to let her release any, that album. He actually fought her to try to keep that from putting out the new remastered version of that album. She re-released that album maybe a year or two ago because when she re-released it though, she re-released it under her rights.
But it didn't get as much fanfare as
The first time.
Murder Inc.
Yeah, the first release because of all you got to remember this was literally her first single, her first album release. She was young. Yeah, she was young and she had a whole buzz going at the time. Everybody was feeling that flow. And the fact that, Murder Inc. was young in the game, they was literally coming. Mhm. Beautiful young lady doing her thing.
I mean, I ain't saying she ugly now, but I'm just saying she's ugly age.
Listen, ain't shit stopping her from doing her thing right now. That girl got body out the ass. I ain't even gotta be looking at her, and I can't even see. I ain't seen her in 5, 10 years almost. But damn it, I tell you right now, that bitch still can get it fucking around over that chimp. Shit. I remember back in the day when they used to talk about how she had a slow eye. I was like, bitch, I fucked that eyeball straight. Got me fucked up. You think I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm a real nigga when it come down to it. That's why I was hot. I was heated when Nelly got that pull. So I was like, dang, look at nigga. Oh,
But you know what? I at first I didn't have, but when Nelly did that country thing with
country
old boy,
grammar.
when he did that, no, he did that country song with old boy,
Oh, Tim
Tim
McGraw.
McGraw, that shit was hard.
Over and over.
It's all in my
Yeah,
head.
over and over.
And all he said on that track was over and over.
Yup.
I think he had a little verse in it too.
Tim McGraw had a last little verse at the end. Yeah.
That shit was hard. And
Yeah.
that's before they even had country and rap.
That was way before they put country and rap together. Yeah.
And now they doing it and now they making it sound really good. I mean, it sounds good.
I believe it. I do believe it.
But
I mean, hell, it's like it's music though. Music has a way of evolving with time. You know, I can remember back in the days where you didn't hear a blues or a jazz record played with hip hop. Now,
now it's called lo-fi.
yeah,
You know.
you know what I'm saying? Now we utilize it as a whole nother genre of a subgenre of music.
I even, you might not understand this, but I take something, I'll call it lo-fi and underscore, like when you put it on your hashtags and
Yeah, yeah.
on the mainland, I put lo-fi underscore trap. Everything is, and I feel like I'm an innovator. Me and my boy, I don't know if you know him, ATA, being infamous
Uh-huh.
beat maker. He's a white dude. He's a beat maker. He's badass. He started that space trap shit. Me and him started doing that space. So now, if you ever see that, if you ever heard of it, it's a whole fucking genre in Bandland. It's a whole hashtag. You can
Mm.
put it in there and you say space underscore trap or space trap, and that's a whole thing. I mean, me
Mm.
and bro made that shit. I mean, it ain't a big deal, but to me, it's a big deal.
It really is. It really is. Especially when you start to see the numbers go up on that type of
Because
thing.
if you know what space is, it's at what is it called? Oh fuck, I can't think of the name. It's that when you hear the noises outside, you hear that wah wah. So
Right.
you put noises into it, the
Hmm.
atmospheric type of shit. And
Okay.
you got to be good about that, or else it's gonna sound like garbage.
Oh yeah, that's true. It takes a certain
I
skill.
So I think that's something special. And we all got as an artist. I feel like we all got our own gifts.
Yeah.
And if we don't, if we to me, obviously, I'm stuck in the trap part of it, and that's fine. I've
Mm-hmm.
accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
I've accepted that, and that's fine. Because my voice, I got that. My voice said I got a speak easy type of voice. I don't really rap to a cadence. I got my own, like Biggie had his own feel, and I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I like having my own style. I don't want to be like the next guy, and I feel like you the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to sound like Jimmy Bob from you know
Yeah.
whatever it is. You don't want to sound like I got a lot of different influences in my style.
Mm-hmm.
Like Speaker Knockers. Nobody understands who Speaker Knockers is. I love Speaker Knockers. I love. He had that melodic. It's all about the timing. Whenever you say do 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 do, you know how melodic it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he had that, and that was before they had auto tune. He's the one who I think started the fucking auto tune like he did, and
Mm.
everybody wanted to do the auto tune. But if you're not hip to Speaker Knockers, you need to check them out. I mean, you know that Lonely Kevin Gates did that. He shouted them out in that,
Right.
and but he died. Unfortunately, I didn't get hit too much after he passed away. He was 19 years old.
Yeah.
Another one is I don't know if you know Jiggy Youngman, but
I
he got
heard that
killed by
name.
a hit by bitch ass NBA. I can't
Mm.
stand NBA,
Yeah. See.
and
It,
but I'm going off the politics of it. The
yeah.
politics is okay. I don't know that whole story. I go
No.
by what I see on the social media.
Right, and that's the only way we know anything because the life of these these musicians and artists out here in the industry now, everything has to be behind the closed door in order for you to actually make something that's going to expose you in a way that puts you on a better plateau in your career as an artist.
And I hate that. I
And
hate that.
I
The
don't like
social media part of it. I
right
hate that.
because it's all a ploy. It has a certain target, a narrative behind it. It's never nothing
It's
authentic.
it's it, it's not about the music. It's about what shoes you're wearing,
The image,
what clothes you're wearing,
yeah.
all this shit. It don't have shit to do with your lyrics.
Uh-uh. It's that image that it's the image that you have that carries into the music that you create. So what
You don't know that person from. You don't know that real person. You know the person they made up.
yeah, you know the image that they threw out there for you to understand. They don't tell you
Right.
a story about their life. That's something about me. That's part of the reason why when I do the Peasy show, I come on here to talk to artists about them. Like what made you be an artist? What made you do the music that you do?
A lot of people can't.
Why
A
are
lot
you
of people
coming
can't.
to their music, approaching it from this angle? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
A
there's a
lot of
story
people can
there.
tell you that. A lot of people don't know. It's like,
Yeah,
I just,
they
fuck
don't
that.
know the life that it took
If you
or
don't
the
know the
story that
history
it took.
behind, I feel like this. If you don't know the history behind hip hop, you ain't got no business getting into hip hop.
I agree. I agree.
If you don't know that, nobody remembers the Fat Boys. Nobody remembers LL. Nobody remembers Slick Rick.
Okay. See, and just naming them three names, you know what I'm saying? That's something that folks didn't think on. Now you put it to the test of this. Before LL was even who he is, did they know Cool Mo D? Did they know Special K? Did they know Sugar Hill Gang? These are artists and groups that if they didn't know who the hell they were, how the hell can you even say you know Eric Sermon or Keith Murray or even motherfucking Redman and Method Man if you ain't never heard of Sugar Hill Gang or Special K or
Yeah.
motherfucking EPMD or motherfucking Public Enemy
Okay.
or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Artists that really brought a fucking concept to the music. They told you a
And
story in their
and
music.
the boys and the Beastie Boys was the first white
The
dudes
first
to get to
white
even do the
group
thing.
of rappers that got out of the fucking Bronx or
And
Brooklyn.
they
I'm
made their
sorry.
own, and nobody dogged them. Nobody talked shit because they backed it up. They told the story. They told it like it was.
They put hip hop in the perspective of white boys so that white boys felt like they had a place in music in hip hop that they could actually stand on. Because before before we had Eminems and fucking Vanilla Ices and MGKs, nigga, we had Beastie Boys. That was as close as you got to white hip hop.
Yeah, and
Just
nobody
is what it is.
dogging them out. They gave them respect because they earned their respect.
They earn that respect, exactly. Even when artists like, you know what I'm saying, the Run DMCs and them was running the house. That's why they were able to merge and do music with these artists. That's why you got people like Run DMC that was able to do a whole goddamn rock and roll track with
Oh, yeah,
Aerosmith.
they did it with Aerosmith. Man, nobody did that shit.
Nobody has done anything like that since, except for fucking when Jay Z did that encore version with Linkin Park.
Yeah, and they thought it was uncalled for back then. It was
Yeah,
like, nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. And it did
and
work.
that shit worked. It didn't just work; it became one of the best songs out there. Each
Yeah.
one of those songs, from Rock This Way to motherfucking Encore featuring Linkin Park, those were the best songs out.
If you look at plays and all that, because everybody goes off of plays, I don't believe in all that shit. I believe it was a good track. Did it stand the test of
Did it
time?
stand the
If it
test
did,
of time?
yeah. And there's many tracks that don't stand.
No,
And
to this day.
it's a here today, gone tomorrow.
That's it. That's it. And that's the thing about it for me, bro. Like, it's so many people in the music industry out here that they remind you of the next Milli Vanilli, because
Yeah.
you hear them, and then as soon as you hear them, just like you hear them now, then you won't hear them 10 years from now, 5 years from now, not even a year from now in some cases, because some of these motherfuckers just don't know how to hold on to the situation that they got. Plus, they put themselves in this box where they feel like this is the one thing they got, this is the one way they can come up, and they don't realize that that shit ain't the way. That's not the way. Because once that well run dry, your ass gonna dry up with it.
Well, just like my pussy pink and my butthole is brown.
Yeah, Miss Sexy Red on that shit, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Go with that.
that's what I'm saying. But you gotta realize she came into this music in an era where they was already talking shit like this. So she's in the pocket for all of that right now. So you got City Girls and motherfucking this other dude with the Throat Baby song and all that other shit. All these songs like that is trendy right now. Cause that's all you
Yeah.
hearing. But then you think about the reason why you're hearing that, because you have the Gen Z and the Gen Z or the Gen Y and Gen Z girl people out here, these young cats, these young kids out here. They the ones who trend on that. They the ones who make them songs trendy because personally, like we said when we was younger growing up, and we realized in the music industry, sex sells. That was what it is, and that's what it is now, because now women are given the opportunity to further exploit their own sexualities. Like, where is it getting proper respect to the female artist if all the songs that these women come out with is talking about how they fucking this nigga, and this bitch here cheating on this nigga for the money, and she only talking to this nigga unless he throwing a bag at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that say to the women in the world outside of music that are just listening and trying to be inspired by this music? You see what I'm saying?
Where's it gonna go after this? What I'm trying to say.
When they reach 50 years old and they realize that the music they was making when they was 19 and 20 is still out here, and they want people to that people want them to start performing it, and they realize that they old ass can't get on that stage and do the same shit they was out there doing when they was making them songs.
That shit is gonna be true. I mean, it's not gonna stand 20, 50 years from now. It's gonna be like, wow. Really?
Well, didn't nobody think Alkanine song "Put It in My Mouth" was gonna sell and go off? But that shit got banned from that shit got banned from all radios. That's why that shit didn't go nowhere. But niggas heard it.
Oh, if you're talking about band stuff, you need to go down there and look at Campbell down there with Two Live Crew.
Hell, Master P had songs that were banned. He actually had 2 movies that he made before he did after he dropped after they dropped the first I'm Bout It album. He had a movie he made, I'm Bout It, and then he made The Last Don. And that was before he did I Got the Hookup. So think about it. 2 separate independent movies he did, both of which got banned from TV. Back when fucking Girls Gone Wild was still fucking being posted on TV.
Oh my God.
Okay? Them 2 movies he made got banned from TV. You could not find them shits after the last time he was selling DVDs when they first premiered. Afterwards,
and that's when I was still all that time right there.
I remember that shit. Cause I used to live in the hood, so we get bootleg versions of everything.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Master P, and basically he done cut off C Murder. That's a whole nother conversation.
C Murder?
He done cut off C Murder, and C Murder just kept it real through his whole time.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for C Murder, it was just bubblegum and flow. I can't stand Silk the Shocker. It wouldn't have been nobody.
Nah, he wouldn't have never sold if he'd only came out with Silk. Cause C Murder was the best artist he had on the group out of the whole clique. And then Mystical, and then you got Fiend, which Fiend was underrated. I'm sorry, everybody that heard Fiend was underrated because between him and Shell Shock, between Fiend, Shell Shock, Mac, and motherfucking what's his name there, Mr. Servon. Cain and Abel was alright. I had one song I liked from him. No, they didn't. Because once they had to, you got to realize by the time that Cain and Abel was even out with they track, the I Am My Brother's Keeper album, that really was right around the time when Fiend had his first album. There's One in Every Family. Then Mystical had already dropped his second album. Mind of Mystical was the first album. He wasn't with No Limit, right? He had already dropped his first album with No Limit, though. Unpredictable was the first album he did with No Limit. And that shit was hard. You could not listen. Look, in the 90s, when No Limit was out, I don't give a damn what album it was on. What song hit the fucking market. When TRU first came out, TRU True to the Game album first came out, motherfuckers was bumping that shit left and right. We No Limit Soldiers. I thought I told you. For real. Talking about gangster rap, that was gangster rap at its finest at that point, because that southern flair was something. It was something about that southern flair, the style, the lingo, like
It's still there now.
for real. Like shit. It just is what it is, man. Like, and then you go from that to like how you do that there. Like, come on. And then, like, come on, they had songs that literally was all in everybody's house party. Every out. No. That's what I'm saying. KLC was another producer that made beats for them, and they was fucking killing shit. Are you kidding me? KLC was a fucking beast. Beats by the pound. Fucking, they just made anytime you heard a No Limit track, if it didn't have either one of those 2 producers on it, you didn't know where it was going.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can hear the bass line on all that.
Yep.
Bass will drive your ass nuts.
Yes. And it just is what it is when you come down to it, because like that was the motion of people, and it was a new wave of life. It was a new wave because okay, we had motherfuckers like motherfucking Uncle Luke coming through talking about people ho hunt with it, hoochie mama hunt with it. Facts. So like let's just look at the whole situation. We talking about from Hoochie Mama to motherfucking Hump. What was that other shit? The fuck was that other shit? Cause back then they had groups like fucking Quad City DJs, motherfucking the what is it called? What was they called? The 95 South Boys or some shit. Yeah, like let's be real. Like these, everybody jumped on that bandwagon because they knew that that was where the music was going.
But here's the thing, I think it's gonna go back to that. It's gonna have to go back to that. Before Trap is gonna have to go. It's if you don't have a funky bass line, if you don't have a hard driving bass,
Hmm.
you ain't got a snare on that shit. You can call that shit trap.
True. That's very true.
I mean, it's just called hip hop. And hip hop is, I mean, trap is a form of hip hop.
Yeah, that's true. That it is. That it is.
So look, when you got plans, you gotta get out tomorrow or something.
Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. I ain't doing too much of nothing. I'm probably gonna just take my ass to bed. Now I gotta go fucking hit this bathroom real quick. Shut down this stream.
I would say we could chop it up tomorrow or something.
Yeah, bro. I ain't doing shit. I'll probably be sitting on the phone trying to get around and talking, to the missus or something. See what the hell going on. Cause I know my, you know what I'm saying? I know my daughter's mom probably call me tomorrow since she didn't get to talk to me today. So we gotta, you know what I'm saying, touch base. Yeah, just touch base with the babes and shit. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't doing shit really. I'm gonna be fucking sitting my ass here, probably chilling, watching cartoons. My normal weekends is sitting here watching cartoons and shit.
But you got a major knowledge of the craft of the art form. I love that.
Yeah, bro. It's because when you in the music, when you get into a situation like this with music, you need to know certain things, bro. And it's the only way you survive.